Guys, so this is my pairs for this week. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I'm going to look at for this week. All the other pairs are ugly or they're at the all-time high or all-time lows, and I don't want to risk my account with that. So the big two that I'm looking for this week are Euro USD and GBP USD. These are the cleanest looking ones and they follow the strategy the best. The other pairs also follow the strategy, but they're kind of not that clean looking. So I have them up here, but my priority is going to be Euro USD and GBP USD. So looking at Euro USD weekly is going to be bullish because we have this straight move up and we don't break the high or don't break the low down here. Moving to the daily, we are currently bearish. This is the lower low, this is the lower high. We broke through right here. So we are bearish on the daily. 4 hour, we are currently also bearish. This was our last structure point. You can see if we follow a tail, it curves right here. We closed Friday breaking below, so we are bearish on the 4 hour, bearish on the daily, but weekly on the we are bullish on the weekly. So the 4 hour and daily are in sync. So then what I do is I'm looking for any area of interest on the weekly that makes sense. We don't have any, so I look at the daily for any areas of interest that makes sense. So I'm looking for areas of interest between the lower low and lower high because we don't want to take a trade above the lower high or below the lower low, because if it's above the lower high, it's going to turn bullish. Now we technically could also enter a trade if it breaks and retests the lower low, but personally we have some areas of interest between the two right here, so I'll just go with that. So the first area of interest that we could meet and consolidate at is this one right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure points. And then the other one I see is up here. We have 1, if you include this one, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So both of these have more than 3, so that's good enough for me. So then I look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, we hit this area of interest and reacted off of it. Now, right now where price is, I like how we closed bearish on the 4 hour. So technically we could either have a retest back to this area of interest, or we could react off the structure point we are at right now. So that's where I go down to the 1 hour. 1 hour, I'm looking for a break, retest, and engulfing. So right now we are bearish on the 1 hour. So really all I'm looking for is either kind of a move down and then a retest. That way we get through this huge area of support. And another thing I want to say is if we do go up here and I get my shift of structure, I get my engulfing, even if I enter down here, we have this major area of support, so it would be a risky trade. But if we get the break, retest, and sell right here, we don't really have any support below here. So it'd be much better for me to just enter right here compared to a higher risk trade up in this area of interest. So 1 hour, I'm just waiting for kind of a further push down, a retest, and then an engulfing. And then my stop loss would be above this kind of structure point right here. And then because my area of interest is based on the daily, my take profit would be the low down here. I always try to aim for at least a 1 to 3 or at least 1 to 2.75 if it's kind of an ugly trade, which you'll see in these other pairs. So that's Euro USD. GBP USD, we're going to do the same thing. Daily, weekly is going to be bearish because this is the lower low and this is the lower high. Daily is also bearish. This is the lower low, this is the lower high. And 4 hour doesn't matter because we have the daily and weekly in sync. They are both bearish. So regardless if the 4 hour is bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. We're looking for a sell trade because the daily and weekly are bearish. So we're looking for bearish trades. Weekly, I don't see any areas of interest. I mean, technically we have one, two, three, um, kind of where they meet, and that'd be a good area of interest on the weekly, but a stronger one is on the daily, where we have one, two, three, four, five, six, and you can kind of clearly see whenever we're below we're selling, whenever we're above we're buying. And we're currently at the area of interest, and we closed with a doji, which is really good because that means this upcoming week we should uh, go down. That's usually how the market works. And we're also, if you really want to get fancy, we're kind of like 50% on the Fibonacci, which is usually a good retest area, but I don't use that. It's something I noticed. Going down to the 4 hour, we are bearish, which is really nice to see. And then if you look at the 1 hour, this is where it gets really beautiful. We have a left, head, shoulder, we break, now we're retesting, and we have an engulfing. So ideally, if this was like Wednesday or Tuesday, I would probably enter right now. But because we're going to get market open, right now because the market is closed, and we're going to get market open um, where market opens, and these are the conditions. I would have to wait until 1 o'clock, and hopefully it consolidates until 1 o'clock. And if I keep getting an engulfing either on the 30-minute or another engulfing on the 1 hour, or if prices in this area, I'm most likely going to enter with stops above, and then my take profit is again based on the area of interest, because the area of interest is based on the daily. My my take profit is probably going to be the low down here. So this one is going to give me a good 1 to 5 risk reward. And honestly, this looks more beautiful than Euro USD, so I'm probably going to put this as my number one pair. I'll go through the other pairs pretty quickly because they're not my top pairs, but they do work. So weekly, we can see it's bullish. This is the higher high, this is the higher low. We stayed in between this range. Daily, we are bullish, higher high, higher low. And on the daily, we have this area of interest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches, and then we also have this lower one. But same thing, if we enter right here, we're going to have to break through all of these other resistance levels, so I'm probably going to delete this and really only pay attention to reactions off of this area of interest. I go down to the 4 hour. 4 hour, if I enter right here, we still kind of have some resistance around this level. So what I would want to wait for is if I go to the 1 hour, I just want a higher push to get out of this area of resistance, and then a pullback, which we most likely will get because we already had 5 bullish candles, and it eventually needs to retrace. So once it does retrace, which will definitely happen, then I will probably wait for an engulfing. I would hope to get an engulfing on the 4 hour, but if I get a really strong engulfing on the 1 hour, I'll probably enter. Stop loss above the point where the snake turns, and then take profit would be based on my daily, which ideally could be up here because this is one large move. However, I know that's very optimistic, and I know we have some resistance kind of in this area right here. So my take profit would give me at least a 1 to 3. So this would probably be my trade right there. USD JPY, it's very simple. We have lower low, lower high. This is the lower high. We break out of it. So this is our higher high, higher low. So we are bullish on the weekly. Daily, same thing, higher high, higher low. And we have a weekly area of interest. So you can see on the daily, we don't really have anything. We have 1 structure point, maybe 2, 3, but really on the weekly, we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can kind of clearly see this is the area of interest on the weekly. 4 hour, we are still bearish. I don't consider this kind of a structure point. 1 hour, and this is where 1 hour is really clean because I always look for a shift of structure on the 1 hour. 30-minute is not strong enough for me unless it's really clean. So 1 hour, we have a lower low, lower high. We break out of that, so now we have our shift of structure. So now we just need a retest and engulfing. That's all we're waiting for. So I'll probably enter right here. Stop loss would probably be right here. Ideally, it would be all the way down here, but then that might risk me getting a small risk to reward. Daily area of interest, I'll probably put up here because this is a pretty strong structure point. If we draw a snake, we can clearly see it turns. So I'll probably put my take profit up here, and then that gives me a 1 to 3. Euro AUD is very similar. It's really the same setup. Like daily, we're at an area of interest. Same thing if we enter at this area of interest, we're going to have a lot of resistance above us. So I'll delete that. 4 hour, we are still bullish, higher high, higher low. And so area of interest, this would be a perfect place to buy. Go down to the 1 hour, waiting for that shift of structure, break, retest, engulfing. Stops below, which right now I'm just guessing where the lowest point will be. And then the high will be based off of the daily, which we have resistance up here, but the 4 hour, this is the highest point. So that'll be my take profit, giving us a risk reward of 1 to 4. And this is actually a really clean trade. I'll probably put this as number 3. AUD CAD, it's kind of like these other trades, just that the weekly is bearish now, and the daily is bearish. So I can see that we have a daily area of interest. We have 1, 2, 3, and then we got a lot of like resistance up here. So this is my area of interest. So we are bearish. Let's see. I can't tell if this is higher high or what. But either way, the daily and the 4 hour are both bearish. This is the lower low, this is the lower high. Area of interest looks beautiful in the 4 hour, even though we draw our areas of interest based on the daily or weekly. And then that's really all I'm waiting for. So like the 1 hour, I'm waiting for a shift of structure. So I would want a break below, retest, and sell. Stops above. Take profit would be kind of like the low right here. But again, this is going to be a trade that has a lower risk to reward. It's not going to hit my 1 to 3. It's going to hit kind of like a 2.7. That's what I would aim at. And this is honestly also clean. So I'm going to kind of keep it around here. USD JPY, I don't know if we covered this. I think we did, but it's just like the other pairs we were looking at. We broke out, and now we are retracing back to the area of interest. So going down to the 1 hour, yeah, I talked about this trade already. And it's very similar. USD JPY and AUD JPY look very clean, and they look very similar. USD JPY is cleaner compared to this, where we have a lot of structure points above our support level. But you can see if daily is bullish. So I'm waiting for the 1 hour shift of structure, which is right here. So we broke. I'm waiting for the retest, and then we're going to buy with an engulfing. And that is it. So this is my first video. I'm probably going to make more. I'm just trying to figure out how to stop this. See how to stop. Just give me 1 second. How to stop quick time screen recording. Command Control Escape. Command Control